This episode has been a long time coming. Welcome back, guys. This is Mycrodex. We're Fungimon or Pokemon, but also beetles, because today we received our very first actual adult beetle after a few months of only having access to larvae, aka the little worms we've been taking care of and feeding substrate to. Now, beetles go through a metamorphosis just like butterflies do, like a caterpillar into a butterfly, but they stay in their larval stage for a year at sometimes. It depends on the species and conditions and whatnot. So I thought it would be best to get every stage starting out so I can get familiar with everything, and then we could just take it as it comes. So we have some beetles to unbox today. And you can see right now I'm pulling out some beetle jelly. This is what the adult beetles eat. They don't eat the substrate anymore. Once they're done with their larval stage, they only eat fruit or like tree sap. So very, very sweet things, minus citrus. So we don't feed them like orange juice or anything. That is toxic to them. Just think about all those enzymes that the citrus fruit build up to protect their seeds and their fruit from, predation. We don't want to feed that to our beetles, so I have to get to work on figuring out a formula for them. But I have a little bit to hold me over until I get that done. This all happened very quickly, and I haven't posted for a week because I was anticipating this happening. And I had a lot of prepping to do. I didn't even prepare their enclosure yet, and we actually do that in this video. So this is a very important video. So this is this is the first look at the beetle, and I took him out of the box and he wasn't moving. I was like, oh my god, is he dead from the shipping? And he was actually fine. He was just completely still, but I could see his antenna wiggling around. I'm like, oh, you're still alive. You're good. So you can see the left one is moving around just a little bit, and try to get like a close-up shot of it. You can see it's just barely moving. He's just like, oh, what is going on? Because he's been in that box for a few days. So and we didn't just get one, we got a pair. It would actually be a bit pointless to only have a male or only have a female because their lifespan is so short. It's like less than 6 months. And because every time they mate, it decreases their lifespan because they have a finite energy source, kind of. Like they can eat the sugar, but they're living off of sugar. There's not really like dense nutrient in it, but we'll experiment with some recipes. But we're going to be putting them together so that we can breed them out and continue this experiment through generations. We'll be feeding them all types of different things, and then saving the frass for soil so that we can grow plants and a bunch of other stuff. It's going to roll right back into the rest of the life cycle of biology. So very cool. Here they are together. They're close to the same size, surprisingly. Usually the males are a bit bigger, but she is pretty thick. And I had never really, because I was so obsessed with like the big horns and stuff that the males have, I never really noticed how unique the females are. Because like if I had ever seen anything like this in person, I would not touch it. I would not, like, I have like a light, I'm doing all this, I have a light phobia of bugs. Like, it's nothing serious, like I'm not running or anything, but I would definitely not reach out and touch these guys. So you'll actually see me later in the video. I'm gonna be like shaking, and that's real. Like I'm facing my fears through this, and that's what a lot of my research is like. Oh, if all these other people are doing it and they're not having any problems, and I know that they're not going to cause me any harm, then there's nothing to fear. And so I just do it, even though I am like a bit scared. I'm like, oh my god, this is easily like one of the biggest insects I've ever seen, and I'm gonna pick it up. Like, this is my first time seeing this. Like, insane. So this is a pretty insane video for me. And yeah, there's just a lot going on. So anyway, we're laying down their substrate. This is the same substrate that we feed the larvae. And we're doing that because I plan on the female beetle to lay her eggs in here. And once the eggs are in there, we'll probably fish them out. But if we don't, at least like when they hatch, the larvae will have something to eat. I also collected a bunch of dead wood and leaves that were at a local farm that I work at, or I help at. And I just wanted to make it look really natural and give them a place to hide if they want to hide. So I put the little like teepee thing in the middle, but they'll probably burrow if they don't want to be bothered. So yeah, this is my first time doing this. And we're taking the male out first. I think I'm gonna name him Shungo, and there's a long story to that, but it definitely lines up. It's pretty funny. I also thought about Nyota, which if you guys know FLCL, I was gonna name him that because of the horn. The horn is it's not too big, and the horn that comes out of Nyota's head in FLCL towards the beginning, it's like super small. He like pushed it back in, so that's kind of the inspiration in that. And there's other parts, but I'll explain that deeper in another video. There's so much going on. And yeah, he's in my hand. And I saw in a few videos during my research that if you want them to move, like they hook around you, so you can't really like manipulate them in the way that you would want to just like pick them up, because they hook onto things that they are on, so you have to nudge them. So he's kind of like sitting in my hand, but his foot is hooked in the webbing of like my fingers. So I started shaking because I was like, I wanted him off, but I literally couldn't. So I just had to like stay calm and be like, okay, he's here and he's calling the shots. And even like I get checked later. But yeah, they look black, but they're actually in higher humidity they turn a little bit brighter, because they're actually like a dark scarlet red, and you can see it here as I shine the light on him. And you know, he's pretty active. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, this dude picked me up, and it's got some weight on it. I haven't weighed it yet, but I will later in another video. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So shiny, really tough. They demand respect. Like you can't move them around like other things. And they're actually kind of loud too. Like not always. It's just like they can make sounds. So when they get excited or irritated, they let you know. They'll like yell at you. Like he yells at me a little bit sometimes, like if he doesn't want to be moved. So you see here I'm trying to get him off onto the wood so he can explore his new environment. But he's got like 1 foot on me, and just that 1 foot is enough to like keep him on, because it's really sharp. It's like a needle. And so he's kind of hooked into like the outer layer of my skin. So I have to like be like, here, go this way, and then give him like a little bit of a nudge sometimes, because he'll just be like, I don't know. So just tap him a little bit. There you go. Welcome home, buddy. And he's just looking around, seeing what's up, and they seem to like it so far. And he especially liked it when I took her out. You'll see, like he's a little like, I'm not really doing anything. He wanted to get like a high point. He's like looking around, throwing them arms in the air. He's like really active and like checking things out. Like he's more active than like a bearded dragon. I used to have a bearded dragon like years ago, and honestly they do more than a bearded dragon does. You know, they obviously they live a much shorter lifespan than a lizard, but I think this is a really approachable pet because they're pretty much harmless. And this is the girl. And you can see instead of a horn, she has like a textured I gotta learn the different terms, but the front part of her body is textured, but it's also like shiny. So when the light hits her right, it's like she has like a emerald, like a diamond necklace, or like a diamond like shirt or something like on her. Like, you can kind of see it. I'll show in a different video when I really start taking pictures and video them like up close. But yeah, so now she's in there, and you can see his attention is on her. Like, he doesn't do anything but like follow her around for like the rest of the time. Because before he was like looking around the environment, and then once she got involved, like, you see the speckles. Yeah, it's given pearls. And he's like, who's that? Who's that? Like, he's like going after her, like, oh my god, she's so cute. And just give him a little, like, you can see how red they can really get if you shine the light on them. And as that humidity comes up, it should be a lot more red. So I'll show you guys as that happens. But since the sole purpose of them being together is for mating purposes, I'm going to be putting this beetle jelly in there to make sure that they have like good energy and they can recover, because they do lose a good bit of their lifespan from mating. And I swear they wasted no time. I walked away for 20 minutes thinking like, oh man, do I have to do something else? Already mounted up, already getting to it. Took no effort at all. So look forward to beetle babies. Subscribe for beetle babies. Like and subscribe, guys. I will have like more info soon, but I need to make another enclosure for when they're separate. So I'm gonna go do that now, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Definitely like and subscribe. More fungi content, more beetle content coming soon.